Hello everybody and welcome to another video talking about some Hemlock Vale player cards. We got the Mystic cards as today's topic in this video. Mostly because they're the next batch to talk about. If you don't know this, someone received their box early and they are so kindly uploading some high quality images to a website. There's a link in the description to the website, but why don't we dive in and talk about the Rod of Carnamagos. I won't be talking about cards that we already talked about in previous videos, but I'm going to make an exception for Rod of Carnamagos because number one, this card is so damn cool, and number two, so I can give it a fair shake again. So, the Rod of Carnamagos. Limit 1 per deck, 2 cost, item, relic, occult, curse takes up the hand slot. Choose a non-elite enemy at any location and exhaust the Rod of Carnamagos as a lightning bolt. Reveal 5 random chaos tokens from the chaos bag. If a curse token is revealed, search your bonded cards for a random rot event and attach it to that enemy. The rot events are just bonded. They attach to an enemy and do an effect, and then when the enemy leaves play, you set the rot back into your rot deck. So, Abyssal Rot, attached enemy cannot attack. Ember Rot, when attached enemy is defeated, gain resources equal to its printed health to a max of 5. Putrescent Rot, attached enemy gets -1 fight and -1 evade. Scarlet Rot, at the end of the round, attached enemy takes 1 damage. And Virescent Rot, attached enemy cannot move. So you have one of each of these cards. So you basically are getting a random effect if a curse token is revealed. I think this card is super fun and flavorful. And I think they have a really good way of adding a chaos mechanic into this kind of thing, you know, like it has like that at the level 0 version anyway. There is an upgraded version where there's going to be like less chaos because you actually get to choose, which we'll get to when we see that. But I actually think all of these have their null nice effects. I think Virescent Rot is potentially the strongest one. Abyssal Rot is also really good and up there. I think the cards are really fun. And I'm very excited to play with it. I'm very excited to play with this. I also think, yeah, like Ursula, some Cursula, is going to be like a great home for the Rod of Carnamagos. I think she's going to be a good user of it. Is she going to be the best? Potentially, right? But this does seem like a really fun deck to play. And I cannot wait to try it out. Alright. Now, new cards for me. Antediluvian Hymn. Okay, they ain't fucking around. They're going hard with the art and the name. Okay. This is a 2-cost event. Augury and double. Commits for a brain, a fist, and a book. As additional cost to play Antediluvian Hymn, spend an action. Reveal the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. For each card revealed... Notably, this isn't look. This isn't look, it's a reveal. And Gloria is just look, right? Yeah, okay. She's getting the Mandy treatment. Reveal the top 5 cards in counter deck. For each card revealed, you may add 1 curse token to the chaos bag to place that card on the bottom of the encounter deck. Return the rest to the top of the encounter deck in any order. I don't know. I don't know how much it's worth that. Because, like, the thing about the other stuff is that, about the other double cards that give you cards or resources, like, that's going to help you kind of, like, win the game, right? This one's going to help you just, like, not lose the game, right? And, like, that's kind of, like, the worst part of it. However, let's just, like, do something. Let's look at this card a little bit differently, okay? Let's look at this a little... In True Solo, this is knowing your next 5 cards, but in True Solo, 2 actions is a lot. Alright. What if we change this card to just 2 actions, 5 curses? Does that make this effect better? Like, if you're a curse deck, like, say, for example, you are with your Rod of Carnimagos, and you want to just load some curses in there to get your Rod going. Is this worth it? Maybe? Maybe not. Depends. Like, if you're using the Wicked of Thame. That Seeker skill can only get a bunch for 1 actions. Yeah. No, the Seeker skill is definitely, I think, better at this card for adding the curse tokens. If this was Look and, like, Gloria could play it, I think we'd be a bit more interested. But as a reveal, I think the card is kind of just, like... It's like, it's going fucking insane in its name and its art. But then otherwise, I think the text box is kind of just meh, you know? So I think we're going to give Antidelovian, like, you're here. I'm going to try you in a curse deck just to see. But it is asking a lot for an effect that I think is relatively minor. Oh, this is great art. Mesmeric Influence. Commits for a brain and a wild practice. Well, this card is committed to a skill test. Performing investigator may ignore all keyword or location effects that would trigger during this test. That's pretty cool. I think that's a cool card. I think it's a good card, too. I think it's, like, generically, like, you don't want to just, I don't think you're just, like, bringing this to a campaign, right? You can bring this to, I mean, actually, yeah, that's a good point. It does ignore Retaliate. It does also do enemies. Maybe you can just generically bring this. But, like, obviously, this is really good in Circle Undone, right? But on enemies, it ain't a bad shout. Ignore the art at the bottom of the page. Do I see a little read the signs peeking her little head up in here? Is there a Spectral Razor? Oh no! I think everybody, I got bad news. We can all be really excited, but the bad news, we're going to put some nails in the coffin that is Return to Dream Eaters. Bad news, everybody. That ain't coming out. That's never coming out. That is, like, it was dead for a very long time, but it's, like, now buried. It's gone. They've shot it off into fucking space. It ain't happening. I'm sorry, chat. All right. I like Mesmeric Influence. I think the art's incredible too. I think the art is insane. Actually, honestly, I think like even like this Rod of Carnimagos art is also really sick. How is Spectral Razor going to get better? Great question. Great question. I like Mesmeric Influence. I like it. I like it. Alright, Rod of Carnimagos, the upgraded version is you Lightning Bolt. It's not now limit once per deck either. And it's, you reveal 5 random Chaos tokens. For each curse token revealed, you may search your bonded cards for a Rot event and attach it to that enemy, which is kind of sick. Cool effects. I like it. Yeah, it's choose. It's not random. It's choose, which is a lot nicer. Alright. You know what? I have to get to these first because these are going to be like a thorn. What the fuck? This goes so mental. Alright. Ethereal Form. 2 cost, 2 experience. It has a wild icon on it as well. Evade. Add your brain value to your skill value for this evasion attempt. If you succeed, disengage from each other enemy. Engage with you, and for the remainder of the round, you are ethereal. You're a ghost. I was going to say it's going to be returned to your hand. It's 100% that. Yep. If a symbol was revealed during this evasion attempt, return ethereal form to your hand at the end of the turn. Read the signs. Add your brain value to your skill value for this evasion attempt. For this investigation, you may ignore any effect or keyword on your location which would trigger during this investigation. If you succeed, discover one additional clue. If a symbol was revealed, return it to your hand at the end of your turn. And then Spectral Razor. Fight. Add your brain value to your skill value for this attack. Immediately before this attack, you may engage the attacked enemy. This attack deals +1 damage, +2 damage instead if the enemy is non-elite. If a symbol was revealed during this attack, return Spectral Razor to your hand at the end of the turn. Yeah, so the cards actually don't get, like, the effect of the card themselves, apart from the icons, don't get better, right? But the card is obviously better. Yep, Autofail, Blurst, Frost, the new Sand tokens coming out 2 expansions from now. Sweet cards. Sweet. Elder Sign, you know? Get the Elder Sign. Like, I think, like, this is good. Because I was going to joke, and I wish I didn't. Because in my head, when someone in chat said, how do these cards get better? I'm like, oh, they probably come back to your hand. And that is just the cleanest way of doing them, right? And with the new Olive, where you get to reveal 4 Chaos tokens, now we're talking. Great upgrades, and I'm glad. This is probably what was the case in Dream Eaters. Probably, right? This is probably what it was going to be in the Return 2 box, if we did ever get it. All right. Love it. But we got some other new, more exciting cards to talk about. Not that these aren't exciting. They are really nice, but still. You can use Revolve. Okay, 1 second. You can use Raw to reveal tokens during the skill test. If a symbol was revealed during this investigation. Oh, so it's not... Is that actually how that works, right? Because it's not like... I think it would work, wouldn't it? If a symbol was revealed during this investigation, and this is during this investigation. It's not if you resolved a symbol token. Yeah, it's not. It's if a symbol was revealed. Okay. Because, I mean, like, it makes sense, right? Because you can't, with the way how nesting tests work, you get, you do roll tests after. But the Rod of Carnamagos, notably, is not a test. The Rod of Carnamagos is just revealing 5 random Chaos tokens. So that's like one of the few cases where that's actually relevant. Sounds fun. That still seems against the intent. I don't know, because it's very specific. The wording on this card is incredibly specific. Because someone in chat said, Romani said, if you resolved, it's not if you resolved a symbol token. Because I think they could have just said, if you resolved a symbol token. Does it work with the curse spells? No, I don't think so. I love it. I think these are fun. But I also don't think they're incredibly necessary unless you're, like, building around them. I mean, yes, they're free, but I don't think they're high priority. All right, let's go to Call of the Beyond. This is a 0 cost, 2 experience, ritual cursed event that commits for a brain and a book. It's additional cost to play Call of the Beyond. Add 3 curse tokens to the Chaos bag. Choose an asset you control with uses charges or uses secrets. Replenish all of that asset's charges or secrets. Then you may resolve an action or lightning bolt ability on that asset without paying its cost, if any. Oh, I see. Does it work with the curse spells from Innsmouth? I see what you're saying. If they count as revealing during that, then yeah, if it's the same wording, I think it would. That is pretty sick. Not a double action, no. I wish this didn't provoke attacks of opportunity. Right? Because right now, it's kind of awkward to work with fight spells. I mean, yeah, you could just provoke an attack of opportunity, but this basically is just like better recharge, right? In all fairness to recharge, though, I don't think that card was ever that good. So I'm not, like, upset that there is a better recharge, you know? Because I think that this version of this is a nice version. You also get to resolve an action. It's a good card. That's a good card. Just load up your fucking Brand of Cthulhu again and just start blasting. Pretty sick. Pretty sneaky, sis. Okay. Ethereal Weaving. Kohaku, you got on a card. Congratulations. It's a 1 cost, 3 experience, spirit double event that commits for a brain, a foot, and a wild. As additional cost to play Ethereal Weaving, spend an action. Reveal up to 3 different spell events from your hand, 1 at a time. Play each revealed event, reducing its cost by 1. While resolving each of those events, you get +2 skill value. Yeah, that's pretty sick. I think that's a pretty good effect, right? If only this ignored attacks of opportunity. Yeah, if only it did. But I mean, like, you just start with Spectral Razor, right? You just start with Spectral Razor. Yeah, you'll need the 3 events in hand, yes. Yeah. But I mean, like, in Parallel Agnes, I think this is really doable. So 4-card combo. That's a good point. 4 isn't, like, a sure thing. A point you have a board state where you'll benefit from 3 cards? Sorry, I do not understand the question. I think this deck isn't playing a board state, right? I mean, like, you're holding, like, a spell events, like, they live in your hand, right? So you just, like, play them from that. And then you just, like, you play your read the signs, you play your evade. I mean, like, it's definitely one of those things where I think it's, like, meant for, like, a flex, right? Because right now there's not as many, I mean, we can look at spell events, but I don't want to go that deep into the card. I think the effect is powerful. I think the effect is quite powerful. I mean, like, even if you run, like, I guess it's just, like, in this. What do we have in this one? Spell. You can do, like, the Drain Essence. You can drop down a frickin' Spectral Razor and a Read the Signs. Thing is, you'll probably keep it in hands until the perfect moment, which will most likely never come. I don't think that's necessarily true, right? You just, like, you hold your stuff until you get to the boss, and then you just, like, nuke the boss with damage spells, right? I don't think you're gonna hit 3 all the time, but I think you can, like, hitting 2. I think is probably still worth it, right? Because you get to reduce their cost by 1, and you also get +2 skill value to anything on them, right? So as long as you aren't just playing, like 2 spells is, like, passable, right? I mean, if I'm able to play Read the Signs and a Spectral Razor off this, I'm pretty happy. If I'm able to play a Read the Signs, a Spectral Razor, and 1 other spell, I'm also pretty happy. I think this is a very playable card in Parallel Agnes. I think she'd love the hell out of it. It really just depends on the spell events you're doing. Alright, I want to see this card because this looks fucking wild. Seal the Elder, Spell Plaque. I'm going to just, actually, before I get this, I never checked out any of the leaks as they were happening, but I heard through the grapevine on our Discord that there were a lot of people complaining about them. I don't get it, man. I think all these cards are sweet and have nice homes. I think all the cards are pretty sick. There are sure some that are just like, this is Faustian Bargain but different. But like Faustian Bargain but different has homes that you can play those cards in. I think the cards are really sick. All right, let's check out Deathbird. Seal of the Elders. This is a 0-cost, 5 experience event. It's a spell, packed, blessed, and cursed. Fast. Play after a skill test location ends in which at least 2 curse or 2 blessed tokens are revealed. If 2 curse tokens are revealed, search your bonded cards for 1 copy of Servant of Brass and put into play. If 2 blessed tokens are revealed, search your bonded cards for Keeper of the Key and put into play. If 2 curse and 2 blessed tokens are revealed, do both instead. Remove Seal of the Elders from the game. I'm very excited to see what these 2 motherfuckers do. Keeper of the Key. So this is the bless one. It's an asset. Doesn't take up a slot. It's a summon. 4 horror. Soak. Bonded Seal the Elders. When a blessed token is revealed during a skill test location, deal 1 horror to Keeper of the Key and discover it a clue at your location or connecting location. Servant of Brass. When a curse token is revealed during a skill test at your location, deal 1 damage to Servant of Brass and 2 damage to an enemy at your location or connecting location. When Servant of Brass would leave play, set it aside out of play. Four Tesla's clues and 8 Tesla's damage. Yeah. I mean, technically it's not Tesla's because it has to be during a test that the tokens get revealed. But it is like, it doesn't have to be the relevant test for it, you know? So that's a good question. If, yeah, it removes regardless. Yeah, because it's just text on the card. But you can run 2 of these. These aren't limited. So you can like kill the birds and then like bring them back. It does work very flavorfully with the, with like the curse spells for sure. They don't, like, honestly, they don't, they don't blow me away, but I think that's just because, like, I might just, like, be looking at the art and was expecting something, like, even more outrageous. But I think that's just, like, my own personal bias coming in, right? Solemn Vow? Keep them around forever? Interesting. That could be fun. So this is when it's revealed during a skill test of your location. So that once again works with the Rod of Carnamagos, right? During a skill test, you use the rod. Then you curse somebody, and you also just deal some damage with the Serpent of Brass. Yeah. Once again, I think they're neat. But I was like, I don't know, I was expecting like something even wilder from the art. The art is so sick. The art's really cool. And there they are on the door. But it's getting 2 bless. I think one of them is still worth it. I think that's the thing, right? I think one of them is still worth it. If you're able to get both, you're going like I think this is a really cool paradoxical thing. The art doesn't look really Arkham-esque to you. I mean, it looks very Arkham-esque to me. If you play like it's just like the any of the ancient ones. You're basically summoning like an ancient elder entity, right? Like it's like the pure magics, the pure like eldritch horror stuff in like old Arkham. This reminds me of old Arkham. That's why I like it so much. You know, reminds me of like all the weird monsters where you could like summon a Shantak and ride the Shantak around. Both is Tristan Bodley ×2. It never happens. It's very unlikely, but I think you could build a deck around it. I think you could. I think you have to like force it to happen, right? It's very unlikely, I do agree. It's very unlikely to nil unless you're cheating it, but I think you can cheat it. Oh, we got away from Super Fang. I always like a Super Fang take. I'm excited to see what's cooking here. Tristan Bodley also works with that rod. Let's look at Tristan Bodley. At any skill test ends in which the 3 were revealed. Yeah! It would work with that. I mean, like, you could even, like, cheat it a bit with the... Like, you could, like, essentially with, like, Olive and the Rod, reveal, like, 1,000,000 tokens during a skill test. Right? The rod summons Tristan. Is that Carnimagos I hear? My good friend Carnimagos. Yeah. I think the Mystic cards are really cool. I think that this rod is going to be a spicy little fucking piece of game tech. There's already a lot of crazy things you can do with the rod. This rod will haunt the game for some time. I mean, I think it will haunt it in terms of like the token, like the curse symbol stuff. But I don't know how much you're going to see it outside of curse decks, right? Because like, unless you're putting curses in, the rod's kind of bad. But they definitely should have spoiled the rod. Jimin's Song of the Dead? I don't think so. I don't think so. How to say? I don't think so. I don't think. Actually, Complex Enthusiasm, you might be cooking. Okay. I know what we're doing, chat. I think we're cooking. Check Wither. All right, let's look. Not Norman Withers. If it's revealed during this attack, does Rod just work with all spells? Okay, maybe Rod is a problem. Maybe Rod is a problem. Yeah, Rada incoming. Do not use during cannot be used in a skill test. Honestly, they should just let it ride for a bit. I don't think this should be errata. I think they should just let this ride. And let it go. Yeah. I think, honestly, it's not too fucked. I don't think it's not too crazy. This is all the fewest scans. It was revealed during. Break your baseball bat? Let's go. You can't even hold the rod. You need to have something else. Interesting. That's so fucking funny. That's so wild. I hope they don't. No, you guys shouldn't have asked. Why do you guys have to ask? Don't, just let it ride. Let it ride. Who cares? Just let people have some fun. Now it's gonna get errata, and it's all gonna be your fault for asking. Should have just let sleeping dogs lie. I love the rod, man. Card seems fun. Yeah, I think they should just leave it, because once again, it's only a problem. This is very much like it's only a problem if you make it a problem. I agree with that completely. I think it's kind of fun that I want to try to, you know, play a Jim's Song of the Dead deck again. Yeah, they should have spoiled Rod for sure. That should have been one of the spoiler cards, because that card is sick as hell. Yeah, Mystic's pretty sweet, and all we have left is Survivor and Neutrals, which hopefully we'll see soon. You know, well, let's reload, see if they're ready now. They're probably not. No! That's okay. That's okay. I'm just excited to talk about more cards, but that might be happening tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're getting suitably as hyped as I am. Are you also excited for the Rod? Is the Carbon Rod your new Lord and Savior? Because it is mine. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one, and as always, GG's.